Was that shocking to you? Do you usually get like sage advice from the Atlanta Uber community?
Honestly, I love talking to those people. I love talking to Uber drivers. I've never met a
Those
shitty
people, watch you. Look at yourself.
Yeah, the people who choose to drive people around in their cars and pretend they're taxi drivers for a living. I like those people. They're usually hustlers. They've usually got like a story. They often have like a family and they got these plans to move up. He's like, oh, this is the beginning right here. We're starting at Uber driver, but we're going to CEO. Like they've got plans. It's fun to talk to those guys.
In Atlanta, probably Uber Eats.
I saw a video today. This guy, this Uber driver's dropping these gentlemen of color off at this hotel or some shit. I think they're in England. And suddenly one of the former passengers returns to the vehicle being chased by two men who are stabbing him. And the passenger also has a knife. And he's clearly been stabbing people too, because he's got blood all over his fist from like stabbing people with a stabbing knife. And they're smashing the windows out of the back and they're stabbing the guy through the windows. You know, they can't get all the way in.
Who's the guy?
The driver's behind the wheel, but the two men who chased the passenger back to the car, they're on either side of the rear of the vehicle. Sort of, you know, when one reaches in, he jumps to the other side and then back and forth, and they're stabbing him with these little stabs in the arms and shoulders and stuff. Like he can't get away from them, but they can't get a killing shot in. And the driver is worried about his car. He's like talking shit about how they've messed his car.
Sir, please do not stab him in my front seat. I beg of you. It is my main job.
That's what he sounded like. And and the poor victim is back there. He's calling the driver uncle. Like, I guess that's just slang or some shit over there. He's like, drive, uncle, drive, uncle, drive. And that car sits there no less than like 30 seconds of this guy getting stabbed until finally uncle like gets the message and puts the pedal to the metal. But even then, Woody, he's driving so slow that the men aren't that far behind with the knives. And this guy is like, he comes out with a fistful of money, like cash, and he's like, here, take it all. Just go, uncle. Go. And then the car moves fast.
Were you able to see if there was a justifiable reason for not going forward faster?
No, you don't get any story.
He was probably scared because someone who's involved in a violent crime just got in his car, and he's like, this guy's going to stab me too. A guy covered in blood gets in your car and is like, step on it.
It's
like,
not just a guy covered in blood, though. Like this hit, you know, the video picks up way before the violence. So these guys were conversating. They were having a good time on the way to this destination and everything. And I would have been so mad at that fucking driver. It's like, go, dude, just go. I'm being stabbed to death back here. He took 3 or 4 stab wounds he didn't need to take. The guy just needed to leave.
You know what? His negotiation tactic worked because he ended the ride with a fistful of money, didn't he?
Yeah,
that's part of the deal going on.
You know, next time I recommend you lead with the fistful of cash.
That's like a third world thing, is like they're just like pros at minding their own business, to the point where like I saw an episode of Gangland. There was Asian gangs, these Cambodians, like fresh off the boat.
Mm-hmm.
And a rival gang stops into a bar and starts shooting the bar up. And these Cambodians that aren't involved at all, they're just like sitting there watching it happening, like it's not even going on. It's just like there's no thought of like, what if I'm next? What if I'm next? They're just like, no, it doesn't concern me. No, not my problem.
Yeah, I've seen that in India too, where like, and sometimes it's like a whole revenge mob where it'll be like, watch the women of Magumbade take revenge on one of the many town rapists. And then like people are just like in the middle of their fruit selling operation in the middle of the city. There's a guy being like sodomized to death by a broken broom handle, and people are still buying fucking radishes behind it. Just like, yeah, you know, I'm glad they finally caught him. Anyway, I'll have 4. What's the price on it? They're like haggling for fruit behind someone being killed.
Sounds even like just a hot dog vendor at a baseball game.
Yeah. I mean, we're not too far. I mean, that's kind of what, you know, St. Louis after a Blues game's like. If some guy was getting stabbed to death and I was on the way to my car, I'd be like, that's a damn shame, everybody. Damn shame what's going on over there.
I would be like I would run so fast if I saw someone going ham with a knife somewhere, because you know that guy's like, well, he's deranged. It's a crazy person. And I really don't want to get stabbed. Like I can't tell you how much I don't want to get stabbed. So much. Like I've seen a lot of stab wounds and slashing wounds from the internet, and they look just so awful. I don't think they ever heal right. It's not like the goddamn movies. The movies, they make it seem like the more violent the movie is, the more it promotes violence. But I think it might be the opposite. I think the problem is that you get these John Wick sort of like fall off a motorcycle and get stabbed 4 times and shot twice, and you're good at the end of the movie every movie, or you just staple it together and you walk away. Oh my God, when somebody gets stabbed like that, they might never, you end up with a colostomy bag or some shit. Your life is ruined. I don't want to get stabbed. So I'm not getting involved with that shit either.